Oh man, forgive me, everybody. I was supposed to did this a couple hours ago, but I got some phone calls, things like that, on this holiday season. But good evening, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I hope everybody had a good Monday. For those of you that work, I pray that you guys get home safely. But I just wanted to get up here and talk about, you know, how we misread things. Sometimes they say the best thing to do for people like us is to put information in a book, right? That type of reading. But my misread is a little bit different, right? Because we read people a lot, right? You know, picking up their attitude, picking up their emotions, picking up their energy, things of that nature. But a lot of the time, a lot of us misread those type of things, right? For example, we probably feel like, we're getting a good bond with somebody, only to find out down the road that they faked it till they made it. They made it. What am I mean? Like, if you get into a relationship with somebody, whether it's no score, I ain't had no watermelon yet. I mean, I had watermelon, but it wasn't at that time. But we think people are liking us and wanting to get to know us and all of those things, only to find out that they're gaining information just to use it against us. Or if it's a boyfriend girlfriend situation, you think you're getting to know a person and thing is going to evolve into something greater, only to find out that they only used us for a particular reason, whether it was sex, whether it was a place to stay, whether it's to make somebody jealous or whatever it is. A lot of the times we have misread the opportunity that's in front of us. Some people will call that red flag. But what about the red flags? When you are who you are, sometimes you bypass those red flags. Sometimes you don't even, it could be blatantly waving in front of you, but you don't want to see it. All because you believe in that person. All because you think that person is worth not looking at those quote unquote flags. Atmosphere, good evening. Oh my God, I ain't been on this late in a while, so bear with me. But when you go through those situations, right, it's just like a tough pill to swallow, right? Because you put all your energy into a situation, you put all your energy into a person or place or thing, and it doesn't work out. It's not only hurting them, it's hurting you. Why is it hurting you? Hey, Kay, good evening. Why is it hurting you? Because you the one that's exerting all this energy. You the one that's believing that this is a possibility of working in your favor. It's working for you. It's giving you the things that you need going forward. And all of that just to have it blow up because you misread a person or you didn't understand what that situation entailed right in front of you. Right? A lot of us misread that the grass is greener on the other side than what we have already. But when we get there, we misread it because all it is that it could be artificial grass. It's not real. You know what I mean? Everything that glitter isn't gold, but because it's glittering, we misread it for it to be gold. There's a lot of things that we have to go through. There's a lot of things that we must learn as we continue to go through these things, this thing called life. Not everyone is going to grow with us. Not everyone's going to understand what we truly want. And a lot of that may be our fault. A lot of this may be just because they don't understand what you're saying. The misreading of something is communication. I could say I like you. You might have heard I love you. I could say, I want to work with you. You might have heard I want to work for you. That's a misread that we all go through. because a lot of us, we listen, we hear to respond and not listen to understand. We got to understand in order to not misread, we all have to be on one accord, one page, one stage. Even though this is not an act for a lot of people, some people think it's an act. All because we all are trying to work for one goal, one thing, and we're all over the place, right? I've been seeing a lot of misunderstanding over the past, just this weekend alone. And I'm like, wow. Shout out to HP Tierra Latrice, because Bronze, good evening. Because she was saying, she did a live. If y'all ain't subscribed to her, please subscribe to her, because she has a lot of things, that makes sense. But she was talking about how we just misread things, how we see things and we don't really call it out. And I've said, yeah, I understand that. Because just this weekend alone, there was a lot of misinformation that was being spewed out. And it wasn't even what it was. We can all have misunderstandings. But the question is it a misunderstanding because we didn't understand it? Did we misread it? Or we just didn't want to hear what they was talking about? There's a lot of friendship that's being lost because of a misread. There's a lot of relationships as far as, partners and boyfriend, girlfriends and husband and wives, or however you want to put it, all because we are miscommunicating of what we're talking about. That's a misread. If you don't miss the read, you can understand what's being said and you can compromise and get to the solution of a problem. But because we hear what we think we hear, or what we want to hear, or we think you trying to say, we got to stop thinking and we got to know what's going on. It just goes back to the last lie that I'm talking about. We gotta be a resource and not a liability. In order for you to be a resource, there cannot be misreadings for whoever you're trying to represent. You cannot misread the person that you're trying to become a friend with. You cannot misread whatever situation you're going into. If you're going to be that resource, you got to understand, you got to comprehend, you got to listen, you got to see. Don't have blinders on, but you got to see all perspectives. If the good outweighs the bad, it can't be a misread. You just have an understanding. A misread cannot be an understanding. They don't go together. So we have to pay attention to what's in front of us. We have to pay attention to who we are talking to. We have to pay attention to if a person is sensitive. We got to pay attention to if this person is giving you love or they're giving you your tail a kiss. We got to pay attention to all of these things. Is this person for us or against us? Pay attention. Stop misreading. This is not reading a book. You're reading a person. You're reading your life. You're reading their lives. We have to stay alert. We have to understand that one misreading can send us into a tailwind, right? It could lead somebody. Somebody could be pouring so much into a person, and they don't see that they misread them. It could lead to depression. It could lead to anxiety. It could lead to all of those mental health illnesses that people don't really understand. You can't turn around and say, damn, my bad. Because you want to put them into a tailwind, into a situation that they may not recover from. They may not have the resources to pull themselves up. Realist, good evening. They may not have the resources to say, they may not have the words to say, I need help. You can misread somebody's confidence for their ego and allow them to just fall on their face instead of catching them to pick them up. All because we do a lot of misreading. Oh, I read too much into what you said. No, that's why, even the Bible tells you don't add or subtract from nothing that's being read. And in real life, you can't add, subtract. You got to take it for what it is. If I say I care about you, that's what it is. If you turn around and say, I don't like you, that's what it is. My job is not to win you over. My job is to be the person that I am so you don't misread my intention. If you understand that, all right, well, he's trying to help somebody. That's what you read. That should be correct. Not that, well, he's trying to help me only to use it against me. Nobody can never tell you that because my proof is in the pudding. All I do is come on here and give attention to somebody that needs it or want to be there for somebody that needs me to be there for them. I'm not adding or subtracting nothing, but somebody could misread that. Oh, that nigga's faking jacks. Oh, he just acting that way because it's a YouTube thing. My actions and people's testimony could speak for themselves. If I'm lying, I'm flying. But we have a lot of people that misread things. We have a lot of people that say, you know what? Real is just talk the talk. Or Scorpio just be on here to see if she can cause chaos. That's not what we're doing here. Trust me, I don't want to get involved with none of that. I really want to be a person that can be there for somebody. Somebody needs my help. I'm willing to offer it. I don't know why. I just want people to understand that there's no need to misread nothing. Whatever I'm giving you, that's exactly what it is. If I give you a negative vibe, that's what it is. I'm not here to fight y'all. That's not what I meant. I'm not here for none of that. I am here for that exact thing. I am here for the distinction of, listen, I am trying to add to somebody's life, not subtract from it. To help and not hinder. But there's so many people that just do the misreading and add a little letter into a word. I said live. I said live, not love. I want you to live, not love you, but I want you to live. Oh, well, he loves me. Oh, she loves me. But at the end of the day, you took it that way. I think we all speak clearly. Our action speaks clearly, unless we some type of snake in the grass, as they would say. A wolf in sheep clothing. But even a wolf in sheep clothing, it's still gotta be a wolf. Right? You know, a sheep ain't gonna eat no other animal. It ain't eating a carcass. So if you see a sheep eating carcass, you know that's a wolf. People want to hear what they want, and that's what I'm saying, Kay. People always want to hear what they want to hear instead of hearing what's being said, because they want to hear it and not listen to understand. That's a misread, because you want to hear instead of listen. Everybody's not here to harm you. So you got people that, well, I've been hurt so much. I heard something good, but it must be something else. What's the catch? The catch is I meant what I said, but you want to misread it for something wrong. I can't help you if you do that. If you do the things that you say you want to do, there should be no rethinking of nothing. People have a battle within their lives all the time. You're right, Kate. People may not be awake, but it's time for them to wake up. Open their ears so they can hear. Open their eyes so they can see. Open their soul so they can receive what's being spoken to them. But because people want to be half asleep, because people want to be fake woke, they're gonna misread a whole bunch of things and take them down a rabbit hole that they don't deserve to be in. I can't do nothing about that. You can't do nothing about that. But we gotta read what's being given to us. We gotta understand that what is said, for the most part, is what is meant. If you turn around and say, I'm willing to help you, you should understand that that person that said they want to help you wants to help you. If I turn around and say, I'm going to support you guys, I am here to support you guys. At the end of the day, only thing that we got in this life is our word. And if we are misleading, that means people are misreading. If we mean what we say, they can't misread what you say. If that's what it is, that's what it is. I can't turn around and say, "Hey, Kay, I'm excited for you to go live." And then when you first go live, I don't show up. I just misled you. My word don't mean nothing. You misread. Well, I misled you. You didn't read it wrong. I misled you. That's a difference between mislead and misread. If I'm telling you what I'm gonna do, I gotta deliver. Don't say, well, I know he ain't gonna show up because he said it. No, you already coming in with a preconceived notion. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's how it's supposed to. You're right, Scorp. We in here for laugh and support. But a lot of the people need more support than laughs because some people are laughing to get through their pains. If you very observant, you can see why they're laughing. They're trying to mislead you with that laugh because they're in pain. And that's not a misread. You're just trying to cover your track because you don't want nobody to see that you're hurting. But I then can't turn around and say, you know what? I want to be there for you, Scorp. And then I don't sit there and come through. I can't sit here and say, if anybody needs something, if anybody needs a shoulder to lean on, I'm here for you, and then turn my back on you and take off. That's misleading. But the misread is that you didn't hear that I said I want to be here for you and didn't apply it to your life. There is no hidden agenda for me. If you got a hidden agenda, that's on you. But I like to believe that the things that I say can be proven. The things that I'm talking about can be found. It's not a misread. It's being read correctly. I'm not misleading anybody into nothing that they don't want or nothing that I don't want. My word is my bond. That's what we used to say when I was coming up. My word is my bond. That's all I got. So if I say, listen, I'm here, you should believe that I'm here. And once you get to see that I am there, you outgrew the belief, and now you know he's there. You know what I mean? That's just me. I'm not here just to support somebody because they support me. I'm believing that what I'm giving them is being read correctly and it's understood. I'm not here to pull no chains. I'm not here to jerk you around. I'm here because I believe that I am firm with what I do. I believe that I can help. So that's what I try to do. Some people may call it encouragement speaking. Some people may say, you know what, it's your calling, whatever it is. Whatever it is, I am putting it on the table so you can read it. And the first thing I want you to see that you are reading the genuineness of what I feel. I don't want nobody to misread that, because if you misread that, then I don't need to be up here anymore. You understand what I'm saying? I hate when people go through situations. I hate when people misread things and then they're combating this over that. I hate to see relationships go down the drain because they misheard or misread one simple thing and you holding on to it like, I understood what you said, but you was wrong. We understand that 1 + 1 is 2, but you can't divide. If you divide 1, it's not a value. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to continue to go with this thing. We got to continue to stop misreading. We got to understand. We got to read things as they are. We got to understand that, listen, we're not here to add a letter to a word to make the word sound plausible for us. If that's the word that you saw, that's the word that you see. And if you read it and you understand it, you can't be misleading. You can't be misled. The person that's talking to you now should not, whatever he's saying, it should not be misread. If realists come up here and say, you know what, I'm just tired of all the nonsense, you got to take him at his word. He's tired of the nonsense. If Kay come up here and say, listen, I'm very new to this thing and I don't know what I'm doing, we're going to understand that we can only take her with what she said. And the only thing we're supposed to do is to help her get through it. If she has content that's going to reach the people, her passion and energy is going to help her get through what she's going to get through. All we're supposed to do is support. You tired of what, realists? What you tired of? It's a lot of us that probably have that that strength to say, yo, I think I can add to a person's life, but we don't want to push the talk, the go live button, because we're afraid of somebody misreading what we're doing. It's easy to be 10 toes down behind the scenes, but can you do it when it's time to stand up? Sometimes you got to be the occasion that people rise to. And if you that occasion, you cannot be misread. So don't mislead nobody at the same time. My whole thing is just to keep it authentic. That's all we can do, really. If you are who you are, everybody can see if you for real or not. That's how we used to view things when I was coming up. If you are who you are, I can see it. But like I said, there's a lot of wolves in sheep clothing. There's a lot of snakes in the grass biting on your heel. There's a lot of unseen mosquitoes in your backyard, just waiting for you to come out to nip, 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 nip. You go in the house like, yo, I got like 9 mosquito bites. How'd that happen? We are who God made us to be. That's who we are. If you are a person with compassion, that's who you are. If you are a person who likes chaos, if chaos is your peace, that's who you are. We should not misread your intentions. Your intentions should be read correctly. People kill me. Oh, I watched your channel, but didn't subscribe. It didn't bother me. But that's how, like, I put it like this, right? There's some people, like for the ladies, right? There's some people that want to see your channel because you cute. I ain't trying to listen. Don't take it the wrong way, but I'm gonna just say it. Some people are looking at you because you're cute. You got a pretty face. They looking at your face and not understanding your content. And then when you speak some real strong content, they felt like they was misled because of your face instead of what you got going on. Cheeky, how you doing? Good evening. So, like, that's why it amazes me. Like, you see how Cheeky just came in. She ain't got no picture. So now you got to go ahead and listen to what she says. To where, Kay, listen, I met Kay on another person's page. And, she like, yo, I want to do content. I told her, I said, listen, if you do the content, I'm right behind you. I'm going to support you. And hopefully I kept my word. Hopefully she didn't she don't felt like I misled her. And I hope she didn't think I misread her. We are what we are. So as soon as she start making content, when I'm up there and I'm like, okay, I see you go, Kay. She understands, like, yo, all he did was keep his word. I didn't misread him. He said what he said. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. That's all we can do. We can only be who we are. If we are who we are, we can't be misread. If Realist is cool, he got to be cool. If Bronze is cool, he got to be cool. If Scorpio's cool, she got to be cool. And that's the thing, right? If I can learn from everybody, I can't misread you because I'm learning from you. I'm gaining something from you. So all you can do is be who you are. Yeah, okay, stick to your words. That's all we got. Our word is bond. If you ain't got no bond, your foundation gonna be weak. And with a weak foundation, a house can't stand. So we got to understand, as long as we keep misreading things, we ain't going to get to where we need to get. A lot of y'all know what I'm talking about because a lot of y'all have been in relationships. And you like, man, this person got everything that they need. But then you get into the relationship, you forgot the red flags, as they would say. You didn't read the red flags. So now you feel like you was being misled. No, you just misread because you didn't see the red flags in the beginning. Money don't change people. It makes them worse. How does it make them worse? Because if they're idiots with the money, they're idiots broke. They're going to be idiots rich. You just misread them because you saw green instead of the red flags. Mary B, good afternoon. And that's the thing that we have to understand. We got to see exactly what's in front of us. We can't misread, because if we are misreading, we are misleading our emotions and our intentions and ourselves, because they're not changing. They're not being different. We gave them that position to be different, all because we just misread whatever their intention was. You can't change people who don't want to change. Change is within yourself, and that's where it all starts at. So if you come out with within yourself and say, you know what, I am a positive person. We can't misread that if that's what you've given us. If you are a sincere person, that's who you are. I can't misread that, because that's who you are. That's not a misread. If you're lying, you're misleading. That's two different things. You lied to me, so I had to read that. I'm not misreading it. You just lied to me. The misread is when you don't understand what's being given to you. Sometimes in life, shout out to realists, because he's going to tell you act accordingly. But I'm going to say, you got to be accountable. You can't count to nobody unless you're accountable to yourself. How could you count to someone when you don't hold yourself accountable and say, yo, I messed up. I misread you. I misunderstood you. My bad. We can't even get that from people today now. Oh, no, you misled me. No, you got to hold yourself accountable. You misread that individual. You misread that situation. You misread the fakeness. It was there. You look cute with the hat on, but if you take the hat off, you boiled it. Okay. I misled you. You should have looked in the back of my hat. You ain't seen no hair behind my hat, so you should have known I was bald. You know what I mean? You got to do the things that you need to do. You know what I mean? You gotta understand. You can't be seen with a mask on. That's what if that's what Scorpio's trying to say. You can't be, if you see somebody with a mask on, you can't be misread, because you're trying to hide something. If you come out and present yourself for who you are, you can't be misread unless you're lying. That's not a misread. That's a mislead. Two different scenarios. You know what I mean? Two different things. And at the end of the day, if you are who you are, you can't be misread. I'm nice. Listen, you one of the nicest people I ever met, Cheeky, on this thing. You one of them people like, yeah, go ahead. I think you can do this well. I think you can do this so well that I'm gonna support you. You read me to a point to where you might give somebody confidence. You have that power. With each and every one of us have that power. You can read somebody into a confidential place to where you can lead them into a better self. Right? But if you don't know how to read, you can't do that. I believe in you. What you believe about me? No. You trying to make me look like a fool. I can't follow you. You misleading me to do something foolish. But if you are who you are, you should be reading correctly. Your words should be spelled correctly. Meet good evening. All because we have a thing of misreading someone and their intentions and their attributes. If you misread, it's on you. If you misled, that's on them. There's always going to be a difference. But when you misread, it's on you because you perceive the thing wrong. You gotta understand that your vision is your vision that allows what you see to be registered into your mind. If you don't know that somebody's not comfortable around you, that's on you because you're not paying attention. If somebody's worming away from you, hey, something wrong with you. Oh no, I just think they're crazy. No, they're not crazy. You just misreading them. It's you. You have a hand in that misreading. It's always going to be about you. Always remember that if you misread something, it's on you. If you misled, it's on them. It's two different things. It's crazy how you said that about me, Gary, because this lady I watch, she has a page and followers, and you're pretty and you're doing your thing, but you need to find your stench. The shade was crazy. But that's what I'm saying. You continue to be yourself. I have a saying. Well, it's not my saying, but I always say your content is your character, right? So if you up here trying to encourage somebody, that's your niche. So we are not being misled if that's what you do. We are reading that you want somebody to be encouraged about what you're saying. You want somebody to be uplifted about what you're saying. And then I turn around and be an a-hole. I just misled y'all, but y'all read the first part of this correctly, because I want people to increase in themselves. I want people to understand that there's greatness in each and every one of us. But I can't turn around and say, yo, you's an idiot, you's a fool, you's a dumbass, excuse my language. But you don't go around and do that, because now you're misleading people. But what you read in the first part was correct, because that's what you said. If you say 1 + 1 is 2, I read that correctly. You said 1 + 1 is 2. I'm going to take you at your word. I didn't misread you. That's what you said. You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing, right? We get so caught up in ourselves that we don't read what's right in front of us. You don't read that, somebody maybe sometimes. You only see, I see a lot of the time they doing this for this reason. So I'm going to give them the pass. No, you got to weigh everything. Everything has to be read. Everything. Because if you miss a part, that could ruin your story of a person. That person may not be as great as you said because you missed that one portion of a story that they're telling you, or a statement that they're telling you. We always got to be attentive. If you're not attentive, you're always going to misread, because there's something it could be that one little word that they say and it's going to throw you off guard. For example, I just seen it in the chat, right? Scorp said something and Kay like, what you meant by that? All because she was attentive. Even if she misunderstood what was said, she read it. So, okay, now you got my attention. Let me understand if I'm reading you wrong. I didn't even bring that up. That happened in the chat. Right? But of course the drama, that's what I'm saying. Drama's going to get views because they don't care about none of that. But the drama could be misleading. But we're not even looking at the person that's giving you the drama, because we're not looking for the misread from the person that has that content. That's what they do. Oh no, that person's nice. No, we misread that because all you like is chaos. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. We got to be attentive to whatever happens, whether we new on this thing, veterans on this stage, whatever it is. We got to be able to read with understanding. Because if you don't have an understanding of what you're reading, you're going to misread everything that's in front of you. Now, I get it. It may sound a little off to some people, but just imagine it. If you read in a book and you say Jack and Jill up the hill, what they do up the hill? They went up the hill, right? And you like, well, what they go up the hill? Oh, to get a pail of water. You just, all right, well, they just went up the hill. You just misread the whole thing. You missed the whole point of this thing. They went up the hill for a reason. We are supposed to be here for a reason. My reason is so people could understand that I want to see people flourish. If you plant a seed, I want to help that seed to develop into whatever it is. If I can do it, I'm going to help, whether I'm the sprinkle of water or I could be the little sun rays that help it grow. That's what I want to do. And hopefully for the 145 or whatever my number is now, they understand that is my intention. Hopefully I am not being misread. And I pray to God that you feel like I'm not misleading you. I am who I am. My passion should be should be read all across the YouTube, I'm gonna say. Your passion should be read for, okay, you are passionate about this. I'm going to go to you for that guidance. I go to Cheeky for history because that's her passion. I go to Realist with his time for musical things. I go to Realist. That's his passion. You know, when it's time for things to be calm and rational, I'm going to Mary B. When I need information, I will go to somebody like Word. When I do these things for a reason. When I need, you know, spiritual lifting, I go to Shay. I go to Meek. I go to those people that do those things on an everyday basis because they haven't misled me yet. I read them correctly. That's why I could turn around and say, I believe in you guys. Because I did not read you guys incorrectly. I did not misread y'all. My vision of you is clear as day. You guys are saying who you are. I can't misread that. You know what I mean? Even when Mary B's, you know, she's on, listen, I'm just here to let you guys know I'm okay. I ain't got no choice to say that she's okay. She's been busy. She ain't did a live in a minute. All right. Miss Mary B, we just checking on you. Thank you. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. All because you have been, I've read you correctly. You have been real and honest. You can't fake. I mean, you can fake it, but you can't misread real and honesty. You can misread bullshit because they're trying to hide it. But when you putting everything on the table, is right there. You should not be misreading what's on the table. You know what I mean? So we gotta stop doing that. We gotta pay attention to what we're looking at. We gotta be more observant, because if we're not being observant, we're gonna misread people. We're gonna misread situations. We're gonna misread content. And like I said, a lot of friendships is being broken up behind that in real life. A lot of family situations is being broken up in real life. And for the most part, there are people that are doing so badly in misreading, they're going into mental health statuses, depression, anxiety, all of those things. And it's a sad situation, but it's the truth. I'm here to encourage, not to discourage. So my encouragement should be read correctly. But if you feel like I'm discouraging you, please tell me, and I'll fall back from you, because I don't want to be a hindrance. I don't want to be misread in that concept. And I don't want to mislead you in that concept. But if you reading me wrong, there's nothing I can do about that, because like I said, there's people here to testify whatever you doing. Well, for the most part, he's been kind of cool. For the most part, he's been keeping his word. Read their testimonies and see if I'm misleading them, or see if they're misreading me. That's all we got here. Thank you, Kay. But at the end of the day, that's all we have going forward. All we got is our word and ourselves. And if we jack that up, we have nothing. Especially on here. If we are proven to be a liar, then what am I listening to you for? Unless you like that lying spirit, that chaotic spirit, that chaotic passion that other people display. People are going to have misconceptions about us because they really don't like us. But that's the thing, right? They can have that misconception, but that's them misread. That's their misreading. I'm not leading them that way. It's a big difference. You don't want to like me, so you could change. You could change a word, right? So, like I said, if you put lust for bust, is a different understanding of the word, because those are two different words. You took a letter out and added a letter in. But if you taking me for my word, or if you read in a book and you read the word verbatim, that's what it's meant to say. The editor is going to make sure it's printed out for you to understand exactly what you're supposed to be reading. And that's what we're supposed to be doing on these channels. We're supposed to be saying exactly what we mean. Don't hide in the bushes and say, oh, you bullshit, and then go hide. Nah, you gotta be who you are. If I say I'm going to support you, I I intend on supporting you. So you don't misread my intentions. If I say, listen, your content was good, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to share it. Not because you shared my content. I believe in your content. I read and understood your content. Because at the end of the day, if I'm trying to encourage somebody, I can't give you some nonsense to read because now my word is not bond anymore. So what good is that to do that just to share? That's not what I'm here to do. I believe in everybody that I share. I believe in everybody that even if there's a disagreement, I would go in and, what do y'all think about this? Right? And then we'll have a conversation. That don't mean I don't like you. I want to understand what you're saying. I don't want to misread your concept. And that's all we got to do. We got to do it in that form and fashion. So that way, if we're gonna build with an understanding of no misreadings. Even if we disagree, it's not misreading. I heard you, I didn't agree with it, but I understood what you said. I understand that's what you're standing on. That's not a misreading, that's an understanding. Two different things. So, like I said, I just wanted to have this conversation because I've seen a lot of people misreading things and things like that. Because at the end of the day, man, when you misread things, it can go to the wrong avenue. BDB, good evening. You know what I mean? But it's just how you're feeling, how you look. Yo, listen, you supposed to go to the whatchamacallit. You supposed to went to HR this morning. I don't know if y'all went to HR. You and that damn word. Y'all over there, y'all hype abusing people, little strange jokers. But you know what I'm saying? Some can't agree to disagree and leave it at that. That's a different thing, right? Because they don't want to hold themselves accountable. I misunderstood what you said, right? My way got to be right. Two things could be true, but instead of agreeing to disagree, you trying to prove your point, just to show that you're not misreading anything, but your way is the way. Your way may be the way for you, but not everybody else. You know what I mean? Your way is your way. Okay, for example, I can't tell you, Cheeky, how to do your research. That's your field. I can't tell you nothing. I'm just going to read. I believe in you that much. I'm going to read what you give me. And I believe that your intent is not to mislead me into a history that's not true. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying about misreading. I know that's not your intention, but if that was your intention, I wouldn't be watching you in the first place. Nah, that was you. That was you. You over there. You was over there feeding them little softballs so he could swing and hit the fences. Oh, never mind. But you know what I'm talking about, BDB. But yeah. But that's what I'm saying. We have to understand that your intention should be read correctly. You know what I mean? We got to understand that in order to go forward, your reading of people, your reading of situation is going to either get you to where you need to be safely, or if you misreading, it's going to take you off your path, whatever your path is. Whether it's to seek the truth, to find yourself, to learn things that are truth. You cannot misread, and you have to read everything correctly so you don't feel misled. If you misread something, that's gonna be your downfall. How's Urban? Good evening. And that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because there's plenty of people that's going to come up here and say, "Well, I misread what you were saying." No, you got to read what I'm saying and see if it makes sense. If it's right, then it can't be misleading. You can't misread something that's correct. You can't be misled if that thing is correct. And that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. You everything's in front of you. You either see it or you don't. Don't try to add or subtract to a situation so it makes sense to you. They're telling you exactly how they feel right now, right in front of you. If somebody tells you, I can't stand you, you can't be misled. You can't misread that and say, nah, that person really likes me. No, they already told you how they feel. No, I like you, but I can't be with you. That's something that you have to understand. You can't misread that. They told you it made perfect sense of what they told you. You can't go ahead and look at it no other way. It's right there it's right in front of your face. You don't need the horse blinders. It's right in front of you. You can look from side to side. It's still in front of you. They don't like you, or they like you, or they believe in you, or they don't believe in you. They're not misleading you. You're misreading what they told you. If I tell you, House of Urban, I believe in you, I'm going to be supporting you. So I'm not misreading nothing because I'm supporting you. Just like I'm not misleading you because I'm on your page. And anybody else that I just saw Urban's name, so I shouted him out real quick. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. You got to understand when you misread something, it's always going to be on you. It's like you want to point the fingers, but those three fingers pointing at you, that means you got to blame yourself first. That one finger don't outweigh three. Three outweighs one, right? So three is bigger than one. So if you got those three, you got to look at yourself because you misread that situation. You misread that person. You didn't understand what was going on. You may have felt they misled you, but they was right on point. You just misread what they said. And that's the thing. My thing is to make sure that everybody here can help somebody become a better person. I know I'm not misreading that. You understand? I know I'm not just sitting there with people around me that's pump faking a lot. There may be one or two, but that's not going to spoil the batch. No shade on anybody. Not talking about anybody in general. But I know the majority of the people in this chat, the majority of the people that's going to watch the replay, the majority of the people that's sharing it have not misread anything that I'm saying. They truly believe in me, and I truly appreciate that. I thank you guys. I just hope that I am not misleading you anywhere. Because no matter what I say, it's what's being received. It's what you taking in. The wording that I'm saying, as long as it is being read correctly, I should be on the right path. Accountable, yeah, you're right, because that's what I'm saying. You can't hold nobody accountable. You can't counsel nobody, House or Urban, unless you hold yourself accountable. And that's what I said earlier. But what I'm saying is, if I'm doing my part and my words is y'all make spaghetti, right? Y'all make sure it don't stick, right? Some people, like Italians, they throw spaghetti on the wall to make sure it sticks. If it sticks, hey, it's ready to go. If my words are sticking to the wall, hey, it's ready to go. That means it's solid. It's sticking to something. It should mean something. And that's the thing. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like I said, we have a tendency of misreading people all because we may see something better than them that they don't see in themselves. We may see greatness in them, but they at their lowest point of life. They got to receive that. But until then, we're misreading it. We're misreading it because they don't see it in themselves. That's something totally different. But you guys that are here, I know I'm not misreading y'all because y'all are sticking to what y'all do. You know, Urban has his panel. He does plenty of things on his panel. But when you come to find out he's good at it, that's not a misnomer. I'm not misreading him. You know? That's why I tell Kay I'm excited when she gets ready because she's trying to understand. She hasn't done a lot yet. So she's trying to understand how can I make sure that I'm not being misread. It's okay to ask those questions before you start out. because your content is going to be your character. If you go on there and say, you know what, whatever, you don't want nobody to misread what you're trying to do. But I'm excited about you because, you know, even in other people's chat, we had those conversations, right? You stand on business. If you stand on the business that you want, you're going to be just fine, Kay. I have that much confidence. You will not be misread. And that goes for anybody in here, because the rest of y'all already know, I know what y'all do. And y'all not being misread or misleading anybody. That's how much I believe in that you guys are correct. So like I said, going forward, guys, we got to stop. Listen, I understand we want to give everybody a benefit of the doubt and all of that. But the benefit of the doubt can be a misread notion, and it could lead you to a wrong distinction of somebody. And that'll hurt more than it would help. Urban, don't you quit YouTube. Yeah, you know, I be wanting to tell, well, Urban, you here, so you got to understand, man. The bad should never outweigh the good, right? Your content is your content. Whether you having a discussion about right or wrong, whether you having a weekend of being the DJ for your people that support you, that is not a misread. That's who you are. You like to give people information. The information is valid. And then when you turn around and, you know what, I'm here for you guys, let's just rock out. That's not a misread. You're not misleading anybody. That's just who you are. You got to be who you are. Now, if you get tired of it, that's a whole different scenario. You know what I mean? We know, me and Word, we had this conversation all the time. Yo, we feel like the numbers ain't going up, this, that, and the third. I tell World all the time, I don't care about the numbers. I care about somebody understanding that somebody is behind somebody else. I am behind whoever else is. I could be reaching that one person that makes sense to them. That's how I know I'm not misleading anybody, because if that one person understands what I say and they keep going and things like that, I'm doing my part. No, all I can do is keep my word. I know you're going to be just fine. I know you have something to bring for the people, whoever's subscribing to you. I know you have something for me to receive, and I know I'm not misreading you. And I know you're not misleading me. Right? To read is to lead. That's how I would look at it. And I don't think you're misleading me. So I know I know I'm not misreading you. And that's what I'm saying. You just got to be ready. You got to be confident that it may go crazy on the first time, because you may not. Oh my God, I'm babbling my words. It's okay. Take a deep breath. Your supporters is going to be there. And once you feel the support behind you, your passion ain't going to do nothing but increase. Well, that's how it was for me. Let me say it like that. Because we all know if we have something to give, we'll give it. And that's not a misleading thing at all. We love to help people over here. I believe this, whatever this is, I don't know if we're a sector or not. I don't really care. But the people that we all listen to, right? Whether it's Mary B, whether it's Realist, soon to be K, Cheeky, Urban, and those that'll catch it later, we're not here to mislead nobody. We may have misunderstandings of what we're trying to say. We may agree to disagree, but the one thing that we're not doing, we're not here to misread or mislead anybody. I'm going to stand on that. And if I fall, I'll fall down for that. But I know if I do fall down for that, somebody going to catch me and say, let's start over. That's mislead. That's a great. Everybody, appreciate y'all. And I hope somebody understands what I'm saying, and it can be used or applied to somebody. Because at the end of the day, we got to learn how to stop misreading people, because as long as you would come now, Word, drop kick you, man. Yo, do you went to HR? But anyway, at the end of the day, like I said, if we understand what's being presented in front of us and we are reading it with the intent of what it is, we cannot misread that. And we have to understand, if we standing on what we say, we cannot mislead anybody. That's just the way it is. Your passion is going to get you where you need to go, and we'll all be fine. We got to stop. We got to stop this misreading thing. Oh, well, this person, they didn't mean what they said. No, they got to say what they meant. Think you score, write them up. Write him and BDB up. Write them up. You know what I mean? So at the end of the, like I said, if we're here to help, we should not be misread. If we're here to help, we should not be misleading. But the most important part about the thing is we should not be misreading someone's intent. Their intent is right in front of you. You should be able to see it, what exactly they're saying. Don't try to add or subtract from what they're saying. What they say, what they mean. If we take them by what they mean and they don't stand on what they say, they're misleading. That's not you reading wrong. That's them leading wrong. Those are two different things. So, but like I said, at the end of the day, man, I hope everybody had a good Memorial Day. We salute those people that gave their lives for a country, even if they felt like they didn't get their reward now, right? But even with them doing that, their intent was for to be understood that they was willing to help somebody. We can't never misread that. They stood on business. And when you stand on business, you can only read what they wanted us to read. Me, you always going to work, but I'm glad you're going to work. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, we gotta stop this, man. We gotta stop misreading and just read right what's in front of us. You know what I mean? So with that being said, everybody, I truly appreciate y'all coming through. I truly hope that this was understandable. And like I said, I hope I'm not misleading people, because I know I'm not misleading none of y'all. With that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I'm out.